Hello, good evening and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're checking out another car around Green Hell, and we're going back to the Japanese car market. We just tried out the Mercedes, the early 90s Mercedes. I thought we'd compare around the same era. So we've taken out a Toyota Supra 3.0 GT, well 3.0 GT, sorry, Turbo A 1988. Stuck in the 80s, and I can't break away from my childhood. So this is, oh god, it's a layout, different layout. It's manufactured by Toyota. Its displacement is 2,954 cc. It's a front engine rear drive, and it's turbo. The engine code is 7M-GTE. Its maximum power is 266 brake horsepower, and the performance points in Gran Turismo 7 are 475.18 performance points. Its length is 4.620 meters, its width is 1.745 meters, and its height is 1.300 meters. It weighs in at 1,530 kilograms or 3,400 pounds. A homologated model with special equipment for Group A racing. Using the popular Celica, which made its debut in 1981, as the foundation, Toyota decided to embark on making a true sports car that would challenge the best examples from Europe. And after much research and development work, the company introduced the Supra in 1986. Built on the Sora's rear drive platform, the Supra featured a double wishbone suspension based on that of the 2000 GT-4 performance car. The ride quality was tuned more towards the mild side to ensure a smooth ride during normal driving conditions. But when confronted by meandering mountain roads, the Supra delivered thanks to its rigid body structure and flawless balance. The new Toyota sports car was large for a coupe, measuring 181.8 inches long, 66.5 inches wide, and 51.5 inches high. It initially came powered by a 3-litre turbocharged engine that produced 227 brake horsepower with a twin turbocharged 2-litre inline-4 182 brake horsepower, and normally aspirated versions added later 104 brake horsepower and 138 brake horsepower. But the most noteworthy Supra model of this vintage was the 3.0 GT Turbo A, which appeared in 1988. This model became the foundation for a race car that competed in the Japan National Touring Car Series. It used a 3-litre turbo engine that produced 266 brake horsepower. In 1990, this power plant was replaced by the 1JZ GTE in the 2.5 GT Twin Turbo R. The new engine cranked out 276 brake horsepower, which was the maximum allowed for JDM cars at the time. Shall we read what Chris has got to say about it in the cafe? He might add something interesting. Well, I'll be. This isn't just any Supra. It was built to excel at motorsport competitions and is what is known as a homologation model. Toyota's aim with this car was to have it claim the Group A title at the Japanese Touring Car Championship. In order to ensure it was battle ready, it was given various mechanical upgrades. These upgrades included a turbine and intercooler, as well as parts for naturally aspirated and turbocharged engines. As a result, the Turbo A could output 29.6 brake horsepower more power than its base model. With production capped at 500 units, the homologation model sold out in the blink of an eye. Aside from the wheel colour and bumper shape, it doesn't look too different from its forebear. However, those in the know will instantly recognise its worth, I'm sure. Cheers, Chris. So you can get this in Gran Turismo 7 in the used cars for 105,500 credits, or Placed third or higher in the race of turbo sports cars races at Autodrome de Interlagos. That's probably how I got it. There's now extra to read. Oh, I've got to say, oh, lovely. I'm loving all of these cars that slide. They're just like, it's like the Harlem Shuffle out there. You go, slide it to the left. Oh, yeah. And then you slide it to the right. Oh, yeah. Man, I'm telling you, I am loving these just road cars. They are fast. They feel fast anyway. I know they're not in the top 20, but look at it slide. Oh, I asked too much there. But wow, it was a great drive. If you've not tried the SUPRA 3-litre GT, get it done now. Get yourself in one. Get it cracking, because it's so much fun. It really was. And look, there was no point of it ever going. It never stepped away from me. It was hanging it out, but just didn't release. Now I know I'll probably get faster lap times if I stop this shenanigans. Well, I'm not even doing anything to try. I'm just pushing the cars a little harder into the corner, and they're just seeming to slide through sweet as a nut. But it felt fast. It was very fast. It's lovely going through the corners. It's like it's on rails, even though it's sliding. It's not in fear of going. And the engine sounded lovely. I don't remember having an issue with the gearbox. Some of the cars I've noticed that last one we did, 4th and 5th, was pain. No, was it? Yeah, I think it was the last one we did. 4th and 5th was painful. It took a long time to get to 5th gear, and 5th gear didn't seem too much point. But this one, nice and snappy. Gears were snappy. Straight up the rev limiter. No messing at all. It's a great drive. I mean, I used to get a bit wet over this car as a teenager. I mean, what is it, 88? 88, I was 12. So I always remember this one. Well, not this, because they only made 500, but the Supra, I remember a Supra of that shape being dead sexy and round. Down that final straight, left wanting nothing. Get yourself one of these cars and just take it out. I mean, I know Gran Turismo, I want to get on the dailies and race all the knobheads on there, or I've got all the single players and got to get through all that, I want to do racing. But sometimes just taking one of these cars out and doing a few laps is more fun than any race. I mean, the races is great, I'll give you, but just having a little adventure into the past with some of these cars is so fun. It's well worth doing. I mean, it is really what the game is. It's the driving simulator. It's not a racing game as such. It doesn't sell itself as a racing game. It sells itself as a driving simulator. So that's the Toyota Supra 3.0 GT. Oh, I'm not going to get there. GT something or other another. Turbo A 1988. Handbrake. So there we have it. It's third in its own category with an Toyota Supra 3.0 GT Turbo A88. A 1988 is third in its PP 500 category with an 831.538, beating out the Porsche Carrera by 3 seconds, just under, possibly. I'm not getting a calculator to work that. And some 6 seconds, just under, behind the Ford Mustang. But who knows what the difference is between the sports hards and the comfort softs. That's a different science experiment that I'm not willing to do because I don't have time. So yeah, PP 470, just above the Ford Sierra, Mercedes and BMW, but it blew it out of the water, and I can understand why. That is one swift car, I tell thee. It was great fun to drive, and I'd do it again. I'd highly recommend it. Get yourself one. That's it. There's not much else to look at. I mean, you can look at next to the 600 times. So it's an 831.5. No, it wouldn't wouldn't even factor in that. So it's well and truly in its own category. And yeah, I'm enjoying these late 80s cars at the moment. It's going rather well. Do everything on YouTube that YouTube like to try and push our what we're about, the racing. That's what we're really about. So we're trying to fill those lobbies, people. So share where you can, like when you can, and subscribe if you don't. Tiru, peace and love, peace and love.